Hello, so today I thought I would be doing a storytime video, not because I particularly enjoy talking about this, but because my story has a message and I want to put that message across, and I think YouTube is a really cool platform to do that. Before I get into this, I just want to say nothing really bad happened to me. It's not really a big deal. It's just that it could have gotten so much worse, and it didn't, and that is part of the message that I want to put across. That's also what makes me really nervous talking about this, because I realize what could have happened, and it freaks me out a lot. Let's just get into it. So in July 2015, me and my parents and my sisters went on holiday to Indonesia. We went traveling there for about 4 weeks, I think, and we had different tour guides throughout different parts of the country, and it was really cool trip. While we were staying on the island Lombok, we went to sleep on a deserted island for one night. It was a really small island. It was called Gili Kondo, and there was nothing there. Like, it was really small. You could just walk around the whole island, and it was a tiny, like, the whole edge was like a beach, and in the middle there was just a mess of like trees and bushes, and nothing was really there. And then on the beach there was a tiny little like hut thing, and our tents were there because we slept there. So we had our tour guide with us, who had been with us before, like throughout another part of our trip, and there was a captain with us who like took us on the boat, and he had like food with him and stuff. So yeah, they were both with us there. We arrived there in the evening and we had dinner there. It was really lovely. They made dinner for us and stuff, and yeah, it was just really nice. And then we went to sleep when it got dark, and we woke up when the sun rose, and it was really romantic and cool. One of the weirdest but also one of the coolest places I've ever stayed. One weird thing about the island was though that there was nothing, like, so also no toilet. So if you had to go to the toilet, you would go to like the little bushes, trees part in the middle. That was also the only reason you would go there, because it was just a mess. So you would only go there to go like pee or something. So the next day we went on a snorkeling trip. We went like on our boat with a captain and everyone, and we went out into the sea to go snorkeling. I chose to not go snorkeling. One, because I kind of have a weird fear of the ocean and everything that's in there. Two, because there were other circumstances that made it really hard for me to go snorkeling. So I didn't go snorkeling. My parents and my sisters did, and our tour guide and our captain also did. But they didn't want to leave me alone on the boat, so first our tour guide stayed with me, and after that the captain stayed with me. Now our tour guide spoke English, but the captain did not. So when I was on the boat with him, it was kind of a little bit awkward. Everyone else was just like in the ocean, like underwater and stuff, so they couldn't really hear us. So this guy starts, so he comes up to me and he sits next to me, and he comes a little bit too close, and he tries talking to me, but obviously he can't speak to me because he doesn't speak English. So it's a little awkward, and I didn't think anything of it at this point, but then he tries to feed me his banana, which I found really weird. Like, he literally tried to put it in my mouth, and I was like, okay. By the way, I meant real banana. Like, he had a banana, he was eating it. I don't mean, like, that was not a sexual innuendo. Oh my god. He just actually tried to feed me a banana. And I was like, no, I'm okay. I didn't want him to feed me. I felt really uncomfortable. And what he does then is like he touches my leg, and like he moves it up, and I don't know, he just leaves his hand there on my thigh, and I really felt super uncomfortable at this point. I tried telling him like no, and I went to sit on the other side of the boat, and then I think he got the message and he got into the water, and it was fine. Okay, so then we get back to the island, and I get off the boat and I go up to my mom and I tell my mom, please don't leave me alone with this guy again. He makes me feel really uncomfortable. And my mom is like, oh, you're just being like awkward, and it's okay, nothing's wrong, like don't be a baby. And I'm like, no mom, he actually made me feel uncomfortable. Like, he tried to feed me and he touched me where I didn't want him to touch me. And then she understood, and she was like, okay, I'll keep an eye on it, like it'll be fine. A few minutes later, and this is where it gets really weird, and also the part that I didn't really see, I walked into the bushes to go do my business, and this guy apparently follows me. Like, he goes into the bushes as well, and he just walks after me, and I have my back towards him so I couldn't see him, but my mom saw that he came into the like bushes with me, and she followed him immediately, and when she like saw me, she started yelling at me, so he would know that she was there, and she was aware of him being close to me where I was like half naked. And the second she yelled at me, he walked the other way. Like, he came up to me, and as soon as he heard my mom's voice, he just like went the other way. And she told me this after, and I kind of freaked out a little because I was like, this could have been really bad. If my mom hadn't seen him come after me, I mean, we don't know what would have happened, but it could have been really bad. There was no reason for him to go into the bushes, except for to go pee, and there is a big area of bushes where he could have done his business. He wouldn't have had to come right where I was going. So, yeah, I mean, we don't know for sure, but I'm just really happy that my mom saw him. That is basically the end of the story, and I know it's not really a big deal, but it has a message, especially to me. First of all, these things still happen. We might think that men and women are more equal, and of course they are, but these things still happen. Women are still vulnerable and still seen as sexual objects in some situations, which is totally not okay. And second of all, this needs to not be a taboo. People need to come forward with these things. And my case shows that if you don't, you might not know what the consequences are. If I hadn't been open about this, if I hadn't told my mom that I felt really uncomfortable around this guy and that he touched me, then she might have not come after me, and who knows what would have happened. I really don't like thinking about what could have happened. I'm really lucky that nothing did happen, but I do like to think that part of that is because I opened up and I told my mom, and I didn't hide it. So I just want to tell you, if something even remotely like this happens, even if it's completely innocent, please be open about it. Please tell people, because that just helps to prevent bad things from happening. And I really want all of you to know that you have nothing to be ashamed for. It is not your fault. Please speak up. Then we can hopefully prevent these things from happening, and that would be good, because no one wants this to happen. Like, ugh, I don't even want to think about how I would have felt if something else happened. Ugh, no, I'm not going to think about that. I'm not going to go there. So that was my main message. Please don't feel ashamed about these things. Please just come forward and speak up. It's so important. That was all I wanted to say. I feel a little weird about putting this on the internet, but oh well, I think it's for a good cause, because I want you all to know this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!